Do you ever look back at your naked baby photos and think, damn, look how far I've come?
Damn, I've not grown at all.
Far out. My dick was big back then.
Oh, man.
Welcome back to Milk Bucket episode 71.
It's episode 71, guys. I can't fucking believe it. I have a feeling that we should do a refresh. We need to start again, put the first 70 episodes on Patreon, and then start again. Because if you guys ever go back to episode 1, it's pretty fucking shit.
I like it.
A little present for the Patreon audience. Shit podcasts.
I agree with your sentiment that we probably do need to fucking start afresh.
Yeah, I think that episode 15 onwards, when we get like good mics and it's got good quality and shit and the banter's good, that's always great.
Yeah.
Like, the first podcast is good for the memes. You know, it's like the first ever Joe Rogan where they're holding fucking karaoke mics. And it's like, it's really not that good, but you're just watching it for the memes. You get 5 minutes in and then you find something else.
What's funny is Baz is watching it for the memes and he only started watching the show about 6 months ago. Like, he has not been a long-term Joe Rogan listener when he's like, oh, I remember when this came out.
Brother, nah, I've been listening to it at least since 2020.
That's a cap. What you do is you put on compilations of certain guests. You don't.
Yeah.
I don't think you've ever listened to a full Joe Rogan.
I can believe that because 2020 was probably when Elon came on, right? The first time.
Yeah, but that wasn't what got me on.
No, but like a lot of people were watching it at that point. And I'm sure you had seen the Elon one.
Exactly, yeah. I've seen all 4 of them. Fucking
Hasn't there only been 2?
Nah, 4, bro.
I thought it was 3.
Oh.
Maybe 3. I think it's either 3 or 4.
Baz has seen the next one that's coming.
Yeah,
it's not even out
I've
yet.
already watched it.
Who's
Bro.
there? How gutted would you be, right? If we did this podcast, we built it up, it was all good and stuff, and then Joe Rogan reached out to one of us. But it's like, he's a big zog, so you can't say, hey, can my boys come on?
Of course you do.
No, you can't, bro.
No, I would
That's
say
mad
let's get the
unprofesh.
boys on. Nah, fuck no. For sure. If it's just one of him, then I would for sure do that. If we're going on a podcast with 3 other people, then we're going to be like, all right, let's do 2 each.
Yeah, but what if imagine if he comes back with, no, I didn't want Milk Bucket, I wanted Basil.
Oh, I mean, in that case, then that's different.
Oh, it's
That
different
is
when it's Baz.
No, because if they ask, if you ask,
If it was James around, he'd be like, that's it, we're boycotting Joe Rogan. And we're like, wait, this is a good opportunity, man.
that's cap, bro. That's cap.
Boys, I was a victim of a hate crime today.
No way.
A legit fucking hate crime.
Oh, yeah?
So I was doing my thing at work. You know what I mean? Hustling, making money, fucking bitches. As you do, you know what I mean? Like, we all do that.
Yeah, fucking
Regular.
bitches making money, bro.
I go out for my lunch break, right? I'm like, let's stroll the town, see what's available. I find a nice little Thai joint. I've been there before.
Oh, yeah.
Good pad see ew.
Okay.
Banging. I order my pad see ew, my fucking Coke Zero, right? It comes, I get a bag. I grab the bag, grab the Coke Zero, walk out the door. As I'm looking inside, what do I find? A fucking fork and no chopsticks.
I knew it was going to
When
be
I
that.
walk inside again, because I'm like, oh, they must have been out of chopsticks, because there's no way she would have looked at me and said, look at this Guaylo, he doesn't know how to use chopsticks, I'll just give him a plastic fork.
Yeah.
Plentiful.
Here's the thing, though.
Plentiful.
I understand because the way you would have been dressed when you were going in, this fucking high vis outfit.
going in with that.
You know, he looks
Bro,
like
it wasn't even high vis.
uneducated.
It was fucking, it was the black.
You're like looking like a tradie, bro. Walking in. James is an engineer, by the way. Looking like a tradie. They're fucking hiding their 16-year-old daughter. They're like,
They didn't hide her well.
Certainly not using
They didn't
a
hide her
chopstick.
well. That's what I did on my morning tea break.
Oh, jeez.
We've just had a new fucking Thai joint open up today around the corner.
Oh, it opened
did.
up.
Yeah, bro. They have the grand entrance.
And
pretty
here's
keen
my
to try
big
it.
proclamation.
Okay.
If they don't give me chopsticks, I'm going to firebomb the joint the second day it's open.
But are you
So
good with,
be ready.
are you
Nah.
good with chopsticks?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. That's a big flex.
Bro, I've been grown up with chopsticks.
You got to ask for chopsticks though in a lot of places. So for example, fishbowl, which we fucking like, they're not going to give you anything. All the cutlery's there. It's a different point if they're already giving you some cutlery.
They're giving you some,
Yeah.
not others.
Yeah.
They're giving you the wrong one.
And exactly. And it's right there.
Yeah.
Like, it's really right there. In fact, you can't see forks. You can see chopsticks. It's almost like decoration at this point.
Do you reckon? Yeah, you know how Indians, they just eat with their hands, right? For some meals. That's not the funny part. Do you reckon that?
They also don't use toilet paper.
Yeah, they wipe their
They
hands.
just use
too.
hands.
No.
Never
Okay.
shake with the right hand.
Right, so you know how Indians just eat curry with their hands, right?
Yeah.
Do you reckon they get insulted if they get cutlery?
Oh, it's like you're white.
It's like this fucking dickhead thought that I couldn't eat fucking the way I'm supposed to eat.
How dare you? Oh, it's so good.
I want to know, like, what happens when you run out of naan and you're eating with your hands and you're just like grabbing fucking chunks of rice and like, I don't know, chicken tikka.
I
I've
guess.
seen it.
Well, I mean, I guess you could say there's none left.
Oh,
Oh,
Baz with the quick ones. Was that your joke you were thinking of?
No, that was the one.
We were sitting down getting ready to record. Baz bursts into laughter. He's like, boys, if one of you slips up today, I've got you with a right hook. Be careful.
Well, this is the thing. This thing just came to me and I was like, fuck, no one even says this. But it should be said. It'll come up later. And when it does, I'll let you know what it was. Yeah. But you know what? Speaking of things that do come up randomly, something that comes up if you...
Yeah, I was just thinking that as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, another thing is that when you're in the club, sometimes you need to come out with your phone. And your phone, it's got to look aesthetic.
Do you know what's funny?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to break the flow, but we are getting earlier and earlier with our puppy this, and I feel like at one point in time we will have a puppy this like thing as the intro.
Dude, I feel like...
It used to be halfway through, then it started being first 20 minutes. Now we're 5.5 minutes in the podcast, and Baz is already like, I have no idea what happened last week.
A lot of sponsors require you to do it in the first 2 minutes of a YouTube video. So you have like these 30-minute videos, and it's in the first 2 minutes because fucking people leave the video, right? So I think 5 to 8 minutes is a fair amount.
But here's the thing: no one leaves our podcasts.
That's true.
They're just watching the whole thing.
We have the most loyal fan base in the world.
Agreed.
It's fucking insane. Now, about puppy. If you're looking for the phone case, boys, the place to go to is Puppy This.
Tell me more.
They're going to hook you up with
What
a sick
is
case.
a puppy?
They'll give you accessories as well.
No way.
The phones are fucking sick. You got full flex. You got
Wait, they sell
biodegradable. Huh?
They sell phones?
No. Full flex cases.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. If you want a phone, then you got to talk to my boy.
If you need
Nigel.
extra grip while jerking off, will it flex around your penis, or is that not? Because I would count that as full flex, but like,
Yeah, can you please define full flex for me?
It depends on girth. That's what it depends on.
so if you've passed the toilet roll test, maybe it won't work.
I mean,
Maybe you'll have to get a fucking iPhone 13 Max.
I don't know, bro. Anyway, boys, if you're looking for a phone case, 20% off with Puppy This. Just
Fuck
hit the link
you,
below.
dead.
We are not accountable for the shit we've said, but check out Puppy This.
But here's the problem: they're kind of expensive.
Nah, they're not. They're fuck all, bro. 20% off as well.
You get 20% off. Oh, that makes life a lot better then.
Fucking oath, bro.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
20% off.
Clearly, I was not listening.
No. This is the thing. Say that again. You should. Sometimes you need to say things twice, bro.
Oh, but aren't they super expensive?
Oh, bro, like I said, man, you get 20% off whenever you buy
No
one.
way, 20% off.
Yes, sir, bro. So go to Puppy This, hit the link below, and get yourself a phone case.
But here's the thing: I hear phone cases are really expensive.
All right, we're leaving it all in now.
20% off, boys. Go down to the link below.
What do you say to someone who doesn't pass the fucking toilet roll test?
The thing is,
I'm
no one's
sorry,
ever
sir.
going to admit it.
No, but if someone comes out and says, boys, I had a bad day yesterday. I
had a bad day.
yesterday. I've discovered something.
I discovered this thing called the toilet roll test.
Okay. When does the line end where you're fail? You know how guys, they get taller until they're like 25, technically speaking.
Do they?
You assume that every part of their body does that. Let's just run with that.
Yep.
So if you're 23 and you still haven't passed the toilet paper rest, you can say, I haven't passed it yet. Well, at what point have you just have to go to accept?
I'm not gonna lie. I think like post 18, like there ain't that much changing.
I'm going with 14, bro.
I don't think your
14.
dick grows that much after puberty.
I reckon 14, man.
Well, when does puberty end though? Because that's the whole thing. It's meant to end at 25, right?
Well, when people say like guys grow till they're 25, what that means is some guys have grown till they're 25.
Yeah.
The average guy isn't continuously growing
but
inches up.
you
until
never know
25.
if that's you.
I stopped at
Yeah,
like
of course.
21, I think.
21?
Yeah.
What's 9 plus 10?
21.
Yeah, if someone's 15 and not passing the toilet roll paper test,
Yeah.
sorry to break it to you, man.
15.
Yeah, I'm
Well, when did we discover the toilet paper roll test? I feel like it was way later.
I feel like it was something you just did, and then when you talk to your boys about it, you're like, "Wait, we all happen to have done this thing."
Oh, really?
Because I don't think I conferred with someone before deciding, can I fuck this toilet roll?
Yeah, I think I did it maybe when I was around 10 inches.
Big dog.
That was back when he was a baby. It's gotten significantly smaller now.
It's gotten bigger since. Oh man. Well, we're on the topic of erections, so I have to end it with my sneaky link.
Oh, you had a sneaky
Well,
one?
I haven't. Well, we know this.
the one that you already
Your
done.
Yeah,
Girlfriend?
no,
Oh.
not girlfriend.
Wait, you
that's
broke
already
up?
done.
No, so here's the problem. So
Yeah.
I've briefly discussed it with James. You weren't home when I came home from the night. So
Yeah.
I went over to her place. As we know, I'm about to leave to Europe.
I don't think they do
this
know
is
that.
Jay.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
This is Jay.
No, I thought this was someone
Just for
else.
full
Yeah.
clarification, you won't hear from Aaron for another 5 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
And depending on how the podcast goes, maybe ever. Who knows? Me and Baz
I'm getting fired.
me and Baz were discussing absorbing his
I
fucking
think
30%.
that requires its own segment. I
Okay.
want to hear about this.
Okay. So I went to her place, as I usually do. It was last time that I was going to see her prior to Europe. There was 3 things that happened.
Yeah.
And one by one made me more like serious that I'm probably going to have to end this.
Yeah.
Noted, I haven't ended it yet.
Okay.
Because I'm a fucking pussy.
So this
Number
is the
one,
context.
she stayed longer than 30 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How
Okay.
dare.
So first thing,
Bitch.
she went to Melbourne last weekend. And
Fucking bitch.
Yeah, fucking bitch.
Cunt.
No, but the first thing she said was, "Oh, I really wish I didn't want to go because this is the last time I'll get to see you," which is very, very emotional. Like that's too.
Yeah, it's a lot to say, man.
That's too relationshipy.
Yeah,
So that's
maybe
the first red flag. Second red flag.
Oh.
This fucking bitch. She got me a present.
No, she didn't.
She got me. Well, it's not
Are you
expensive.
aware of this?
Do you know what the present is?
No, fucking. What's the
I
present?
feel like it's worse than if it was expensive.
Really?
Bro.
Yeah. Okay. It was a disposable camera because
I
she
saw the
knows-
camera.
Yeah. She knows I love them and I wanted one for Europe.
Bro,
So
and
she
did
went
you
out
accept
of
it?
her way. Yeah, but I showed so little emotion. And you know what I did? Because you know when you receive a gift from a girl, usually like you give them a kiss or something. I like tried for as long as possible without kissing her after because I was like, oh, thank you. Like I didn't, because as soon as I do that kiss, it's like, oh, this is kind of coupley. And this was
Yeah,
after
I
we had
mean,
sex.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, I'm on her side here, but keep going.
On her side in what way?
In that it's not a big deal. It's a disposable camera. Like
Nah.
it doesn't mean that she's in a
No,
relationship.
but this, prior to this, was purely transactional. We text each other once a week.
Right, it ain't
To come-
transactional.
No,
She's
it
coming
was-
over, meeting your roommates and
It
shit.
was, no, but she only met them because you were out.
Patting your rabbit.
I wasn't out here knocking on your door like, oh, just meet, Jay, meet
I
James.
don't know. All I heard was, oh, James, this is Jay. That seems like an introduction to me.
Okay.
Anyway, tell us more about
So
this
that
slut.
that was the second red flag. So keep in mind that prior to this instance, it was purely once a week we texted to
right.
come over to each other's place. Actually, I hadn't texted her once to come over.
Yeah,
besides
okay.
the first night. The very last biggest red flag was as we were leaving, she told me, oh, we should stay in contact while you're in Europe, which means
But you've been texting once a week.
to ask them to come over.
And then she's like, let's keep texting.
Yeah, let's start texting.
All right, so what does it mean, sorry?
This means that it's like emotional. She wants to know how my day is going, like what's happening in Europe. This isn't, oh, can you come over from Spain back to my place?
Can you imagine
Yeah.
like the level of horrible cuntiness you have to be to ask another human being how their day
No.
is going?
Yeah,
Like what
yeah.
an absolute.
After
Sorry,
you give your soul and your fucking sexuality to a guy, and then you have the audacity
No.
to ask him to
so-
keep
Can you
in
imagine
touch.
after
No.
you give this guy your neck, and it's got a gag reflex.
So, the moral
And he-
of the
and
story...
he says, "How's your day?"
No,
What?
Yeah, I'm not trying to say she's a bitch because she's not. She's a very delightful person.
Aaron the
what I'm
fuckboy.
trying to say is previously, as I'd said, I thought that this was completely transactional, but now I'm like gathering this opinion that you can't have a transactional relationship with a girl.
Yeah, it's cap. There was that movie, Are We Officially Dating, with Zac Efron, Michael B. Jordan, and some other fucking guy.
Miles Teller.
Yeah, that one. And in it, obviously, Efron's like the best looking one, and he's got a sneaky link who's like fucking so fit.
Yeah.
And at one,
What's that one called?
Are we officially dating?
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and he's like kind of going on dates with this like new chick, and they're kind of falling for each other or whatever. And he pulls over his sneaky link. This is kind of like 3/4 into the movie when he realizes he likes her, but like
Yeah.
the breakup happens.
Yeah.
Or whatever, like every rom-com. And he gets with his original sneaky link, who's the fit chick who just wants to fuck, and he says, "Do you want to like hang out?" And she looks at him, she's like, "No, are you retarded?" Or something along the lines
Yeah.
of that. That is a fallacy.
Yeah, it does
It's
not
a
exist.
fugazi.
Because
Okay, look, my opinion on this topic is that casual dating can be casual, but only for a short term, and usually one of the two will get feelings. I would say it's as often, like for my friend group, it's as often the guy as it is the girl. Like, I've seen a lot of guys get in like something casual, and the girl is very clear she doesn't want anything casual, and girls are fucking ruthless about it.
Okay.
If they want something casual, they'll flat out tell you. Like, all guys will like kind of skirt it a little bit, lie their way in it, and like
I
that's-
would not call what you do what Aaron's doing.
Yeah.
You're in two different leagues.
Yeah,
You're
it's-
dating
yeah.
these women with no intention of staying dating long term. and he's just trying to fuck this bitch and gets
No,
angry
okay.
when she says any word out of her.
Casual dating is a spectrum. And I would
Aaron's
say,
Andrew Tate. Let's be real.
No,
Aaron wants this bitch to fly in, fly out, never talk to him
I've
again.
got something on that
fly in.
topic, but I'm saving it for the Patreon.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
That's for the
someone
Patreon
else,
then. But yeah, I'll say like, so casual dating is obviously a spectrum, and I wouldn't say that either of us
And
are in the-
sometimes love falls on it. On the spectrum.
so it's a spectrum, right? And I don't think either of us are in the middle of casual dating. I think that you're a bit extreme on the ruthlessness, and I'm a bit loose on the on the
Yeah.
I would say you're not on the scale, Baz. You're just dating her. You're loose on the dating scale.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
You're like dating a girl that you know long term you don't want to be with, but you are dating her. You're going on cute picnics. You're taking coupley photos. You're introducing her to like your friends and stuff.
Yeah.
The chick always feels like it's something more, and it always blows up in your face, and you have an awkward situation where it's like, oh, I guess I can't fuck this girl anymore.
No, okay. I'll tell you why I do that. And the reason why is because I've had, and firstly because I enjoy it, like it's fun, and I'd like to
Manipulating
keep it,
women.
No. I don't think it's manipulating.
At least Aaron's honest. Aaron says, I do not want to speak to you unless your legs are open. Baz is saying like, oh, you've got such lovely hair. I love your personality. And then 6 months later, you know I could never see myself with you long term.
No, so like I usually set the expectation from the get go that I just want something casual.
Okay.
And then in my offense, I don't usually tell them for the next 3 months that that's still the fucking case.
Yeah.
Until the end where I'm like, hey, no, I still want something casual.
You go on dates.
Yeah, James and I think of the exact same thing. What you've described right now is the development of a relationship.
Yeah.
No, the thing is, it could be that, but it also could be this. Like,
It's the same
It's
thing.
just a relationship
Yeah.
that you're not committed to.
No, that's the thing. You could go to a club with a girl, right? And
Yes.
that could be you taking a casual girl. It could be you taking your girlfriend. It could be you taking your like. This
No,
the
no,
same
going
thing
to-
could be different things.
Okay, what? For
The
what?
same action can be many
Yeah,
different
but
things.
when she stays over and you make her breakfast in bed, that's not a thing anymore.
I mean, at the end of the
Relationship.
day, I disagree.
This fucking
Bro,
guy.
I disagree, and the reason why I disagree with that, and it's because at the end of the day, whether it's a ting or not, is the expectations you set.
Yeah, and your
Yeah,
expectations are we are dating.
Nah.
Of course it is. That's why every girl has thought that there was going to be something serious.
Nah.
You literally had a girl in a more recent thing.
Yeah.
We can cut this if we need to.
Yeah.
But like, be saying like, I've got a kind of timeline I've got to follow. So where are you thinking? Kids, marriage, all this kind of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that's,
that's
not
not
a
a
chick who's
thing.
thinking it's casual.
Yeah.
That's a chick who's thinking I'm deeply in love with this man. I wonder if he's ready to have kids in the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that was a big shocker to me. When she
It
was-
wasn't to
It wasn't a
everyone
shocker
else.
to anyone else who'd seen you.
Yeah. So for context, this chick was a bit of a fucking cougar. I could say, like with
Little
her
bit.
age.
You can't really say that because you lie about your age to like 90% of women.
Yeah, bro.
You
she
tell
was-
them you're
Bro,
35.
she was the first person that I didn't lie to my age. about. Anyway, so I was, she was like, I think 30.
Okay.
And she was like, yeah, I've got like a solid 5 years before I probably can't have kids anymore. Like, I need to sort this shit out in the next 5 years.
so scary.
Yeah.
And no. She was just like, in 5 years, I should have my first kid.
Yeah.
At least.
Any later than that, and they start coming out a little bit spectrumy.
Then you get-
Spectrum.
You know what I mean? Like
I know what you mean, yes.
Instead of
you're
love-
rolling the dice.
at that stage, you're getting love to the spectrum. But yeah, so she's just like, hey, like, what's your timeline? I'm like, my timeline is that I'm 24. So, you've got 5 years, I've got fucking 10 years before I
Yeah.
start.
What's funny is we've got a mate who was dating it was actually so funny. He dated his friend's sister.
Yeah.
And he didn't know she existed until he went to that friend's house to do like a study assignment or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sees
yeah.
his sister, they start talking. He ends up smashing his mate's sister and then dates her while we're in high school. Like, it's a little if the
Wait, is this O?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
if
bro,
the
this guy's a very close mate to
yeah,
us.
if the statutory limit or something was 18,
Yeah.
she would be a pedophile. Like that, you know,
Yeah.
it just is what it is. But she was
Oh,
like
how old was he?
26 or something, and he was like 16, 17, something like that.
Oh, yeah, so it
Right.
was legal. That's fine.
In Australia.
Yeah.
In most of the rest of the world, that's first world.
It doesn't pass half your age plus 7.
I love he brings up.
oh.
Yeah.
I love how he brings up half your age plus 7. Like, bro,
Yeah.
16 half 8 plus 7. Oh, yeah. 26
No,
is
I mean her point.
Oh,
like
yeah.
from her perspective.
Like, you wouldn't think as like an older like woman.
Yeah.
I guess 26 is not that old, fucking hell. But still.
Oh, but at the time, 26
yeah.
to 17.
Like, you're going for a fucking 17-year-old?
That point has no merit anyway because that only applies to guys being older. So that's
you
like
mean?
it's like
do you
double
mean?
bad. fucking man's immature and dating a girl 10 years older.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
for her, it's like, yo, what are you doing?
It should
girl?
be like a
Yeah.
15-year age.
But the funny thing was, he dated her for a long time. He was a little bit, he did his thing.
Still dating her, bro.
No, but I'm saying like he did some other things.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
yes.
He went for a hike. You know what I mean? And he came back with some toys. But she found out in a rather hilarious way.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
have to. We can't go into too much detail.
Nah,
obviously.
we can't go into this story, bro. 'Cause
But she kind of put an ultimatum thing like, what are you thinking? Because I've got this ticking time bomb kind of thing. And
Time
he was
bomb.
like, look, I'm young. He did the you thing. But then continues to see this girl. And it's like, yo, this is not going to get any better for either one of you
Yeah.
because one of you will lose. She'll either have no fucking eggs, like me right now in the kitchen, or you'll have a kid at 25. Those are the only two scenarios that can happen.
yeah, I get that. But at the end of the day, life is about living in the moment. Love is a beautiful thing, bro. He can enjoy it as he does.
Are you saying you loved this 30-year-old?
No, whoa. No,
I'm just
I'm
relating
saying
it.
that he loves her.
Mm-hmm.
Holy, how
I
did you
think
get?
he loves this.
Did you get that from this too?
I'm seeing a link.
It's more fun to say like.
Oh yeah, I was about to say that sounds pretty fun. Fuck me, man. I was actually changing the
Bad's in love
topic
with
here.
someone else.
Change the topic here.
That's
We've actually got an expert in this group, and I don't know if the viewers know James's expertise here. So okay,
I don't
want
know
us.
my expertise. What's my expertise?
Well, that's the thing. I don't think many people know this.
I'm an expert. Hey, Baz, remind me what I do.
Okay, so I want you to give us because you got the most experience in this, probably more than the whole the podcast.
Homosexuality?
No. So if you were to do like a step-to-step guide, what do you reckon is the best way to kill your fish?
A little bit of context here. So, my sister went to Europe. Now, before she went to Europe, she said, James, I've got this precious fish of mine. It's a good guy.
What's
It's
his
done
name?
nothing wrong. I can't remember, like Norbert or something.
Norbert.
Some goofy fucking
Shout out to
name.
Norbert.
Anyway, rest in peace.
Is he still in the base, by the way?
I think someone threw him out unless he's dissolved.
Oh my gosh.
Because I haven't seen it for a while.
Give us a story.
Maybe he's
man.
alive. Maybe he's in the little castle thing.
Give us a
Anyway,
story.
so she gives it to me, and I was very clear to her. Look, it's a fish. There's a chance I'll forget to feed it. Like that's just how it is.
Yeah.
There's a chance like someone will be drunk in the kitchen and accidentally smack the fucking thing and it shatters. Like
Yeah.
I cannot be held liable for your fish dying. And
Yeah.
she's like, no, it's fine. Who gives a shit? I think she's gone through like 5 fishes. I later found out.
Yeah.
Right. But this fish starts living in, and I'm feeding it.
Yeah.
Admittedly, probably too much because she said like 5 of these microscopic pellets, and I was just kind of like flicking it in. So some days there would be 3, some days it'd be like 50. You know what I mean? So maybe that played a factor. Who the fuck knows? But the water started getting absolutely fucking disgusting.
I think that's because of the food.
Yeah, oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But like,
Yeah,
to be
that's a
fair,
common thing.
she was gone for 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And she told me, don't worry, you don't need to clean the fucking water. I've left it longer.
Yeah.
Which like, I'm immediately like, should I call the RSPCA? She's been torturing these fish. It gets to a point where she's got about a week left of the holiday and the fish is definitely dead.
just lying in the same place.
Yeah.
Like limp, just like I'm hoping that it gets fried up.
What's the sad thing? It was really a slow death because there were a few days where it just like wouldn't move and we're all thinking like, it's dead, yeah? And then you flick it and it'd do like a quick like, and you're like, oh, I guess it's not.
Yeah.
And then it does eventually die.
Damn, that is a slow death. I didn't think about
It
that.
really was over a
Yeah.
long time. I mean, okay, maybe let's see this. I can't remember how bad this fucking voicemail was to my sister that I sent.
Oh, it's
It might be a bit cunty. I was trying to lighten the mood and like kind of make a joke, but we'll we'll see how cunty it sounds.
So this is what you sent her. At the
This
end
is
of
what
her
I
holiday?
sent to my sister when she came back to let her know the fish was dead. Now, she did say, her response to what I'm about to say was, it's not because of the water, it's because of the cold, because apparently the fucking fighting fish die all the time. I'll just play it.
Yeah, play it.
Just a bit of news. So, when you said you don't have to clean the fish's water because I'm only gone 5 weeks, it'll be fine. I don't think that was true because
Look at the solemnness.
the fish has gone to a better place. I fed him or her. I forget which one it was. I think it had like a girl's name and it was a guy or something like that. It's called Percival. Fed it every day. The water got a bit mank, but I had no idea if it needed like fucking salt or chlorine or any of that kind of goofy shit. So I just assumed it'd be fine because you said 5 weeks is cool. Don't worry about washing the water. I would say it's a learning mistake. It's a learning experience for all of us. Anyway, Just thought I'd let you know.
I love how the tone in your voice was like sad, but the things you were saying was like savage.
Bro, this man was explaining to his sister the name of her fish. This is like, oh yeah.
I think it's very wrong. I think it's Norbit.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she said it.
It's like, the name of her was Percival. It's kind of a girl name, but I think it's a guy.
No, I think she said it was like some goofy shit. Like it's a chick fish, but it was called Norbit.
Okay.
Okay, so when you originally asked her, like told her that you want to waive liability for the fish,
Yes.
did she accept it with no objections?
Yes.
Okay. So if you say, okay, can you take over my fish? If it dies, it's not on you. Just do me a favor, right? At what level? But then if you give someone a dog, and there's no way you would waive liability if the dog fucking dies.
For sure.
Even
Right?
with my rabbit, like if
yeah.
Well,
if,
that's the
if
thing.
they said I'm not responsible for it being dead, I'm like, oh, I'll find someone else.
Yeah.
You fucking psycho.
At what level of pet do you suddenly waive liability?
Ooh.
I'm saying gerbil.
I think it has to be a land animal.
If you have a gerbil, I don't give a fuck if that dies. Just get another
I think it's
gerbil.
got to show a little bit of affection to you.
Yeah.
Because like if it's one of those ones which just runs and hides, it's like who gives a fuck?
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like who really cares?
All right.
But
all right.
to be fair, like when we first got the rabbit, if it continued doing that, we'd still probably wouldn't want it to die.
No,
I mean, we
but
probably
I
wouldn't be
definitely
like,
didn't love it as much as I do now.
Yeah.
Would you have
Like-
been like, oh, don't stress about it?
If you're feeling peckish, there's a grill.
Also, I think when the cleanup becomes kind of inconvenient, that's when it's a big thing. Because a fish, you just flush it. With a rabbit, oh shit, that shit starts smelling, flies gather
Yeah,
around.
like, what do you do with the
Get a
dead
shovel, chuck it over the balcony,
Rabbit,
someone else's
Chuck it
problem.
in Sydney Park. Put it in a box and throw in the bin. We have fucking waste management systems in place, bro.
Yeah, but still, imagine
Manage the
taking that
waste.
down the elevator. Or would you just chuck it in the garbage
Baz
chute?
is the kind of guy who he wouldn't even put it in a plastic bag. He'd just be holding it limp by its ears, walking into the elevator.
I'm holding it by its ears, bro.
That's
He
what
would
do that
do a
while
big
it's alive.
wind up like a netball shot and just go.
Yeah, later.
Fucking hell.
You guys both went to uni. You both know how to do a group project. The thing is about group projects is that there's always the guy who gets the best value for his time. There's always that freeloader in the group, and that guy's getting a fucking return on investment on his time in that group project. My question is, how do you succeed as a freeloader?
I feel like you would have been the freeloader in group assignments.
I was the fucking leader.
Were you really?
I was the
Baz
fucking
was
freeloader.
the kind of leader where, like North Korea, like he's claiming credit, but he's
Yeah.
telling people what to do.
Oh, he just delegated and then took the easiest part.
Well, I mean, no, it's-
I've experienced on both sides.
It's not that. I was also the guy that. So I would say that I was the freeloader.
Yep.
But the thing is, the little work that I did, no one else had the balls to do. So this is
Oh,
what
big
I would
dog.
do. Like we would get together, we would come up with a plan, and whatever the plan was, I would be like, all right, so you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that. A week before the project was due, I held people accountable. So
Okay.
I did fuck all work. Don't get me wrong. But if no one was held accountable, everyone leaves it to the last minute.
Yeah, so you're a project management role.
So
Yeah,
what you're
I was
saying-
like, hey, John, have you done your part? Send it to me, and I'm gonna check it for what's it called, copy and pasting and shit like that.
So what you're saying is, if you didn't do your part, which was do nothing but hold people accountable,
Yeah,
everyone else would have followed in your stead and also do nothing.
yeah,
Ah,
exactly, exactly. But
freeloader.
That's the thing, bro. And the other thing that I learned, bro, is that it's really, really fucking smart way to do group assignments.
Okay.
What if you're the lead and you're playing this all out? Find a part that's actually unnecessary. So that you get everyone to do the whole assignment, and you'd be like, all right, I'm going to do this extra part as like an extra paragraph. Everyone's like, oh, fucking oath, we'll go the extra mile. Last minute, oh, we actually don't need this, so we'll just cut it out because of words.
What assignment have you had where there's an extra unnecessary part?
So you do your assignment, and you know how it's usually way longer, and then you have to cut it the fuck down, like group
Yeah,
assignments,
sure.
because everyone thinks that their fucking part's the best. So you'd be like, all right, you all send it to me, and then my job is going to be, I'm going to cut it all up.
Yep.
So then as soon as you cut it up, oh, guess what's the first bit to go? Oh, yeah, the work that I did.
Oh, I see. I see. Yeah, but the thing is, in group assignments, that every single section has a marking criteria, so that your question would be based on that marking criteria. So if you just remove a big chunk, then a big part of the answer is missing.
Yeah, in
What
fucking year
marks?
11, bro. What did you get? Did you get like 5-part questions with a rubric?
In year 11, what do you mean? I'm talking about like uni.
Bruh.
You
Is
didn't have
that- is that
marking
how your one
criteria?
was?
You didn't have marking
No,
criteria in
they like
assignments?
give you, it's like a thesis, like a mini thesis.
We had
like,
marking criteria.
like this is what you do, just go ahead.
There's no way. I think you just didn't look at the marking criteria.
Yeah, that sounds. Baz
the
seems
whole-
like the guy who wouldn't trade any of the fucking required reading materials.
No, but I remember the way it worked in ours, like for example, a group presentation, most common one.
Yep.
like they would like the main thing. They never gave a criteria, by the way.
Yeah,
the
group presentation's a bit different.
The main thing they would do is they would say that you will not. I remember they said that you will lose 40% instantly if anyone has any like a slide deck or like palm cards or anything like that. 40%.
No slide deck.
No. You can have a slide like a power presentation,
Yeah.
but not in your hands.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Like if you have any palm cards or
Yeah.
any sort of like a paper, the fucking worst idea. Don't ever bring a fucking paper to a presentation.
Even palm cards, to be honest with you.
They say if you have any sort of writing aids, you will the highest you can possibly get if you nail it is 60%.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I feel like if you're still looking at if you can't like even if you're doing a bit of a dodgy and you don't have everything memorized and you're looking at like a slide deck, like when I say slide, like PowerPoint, whatever. Like if you can't read the bullet point on PowerPoint and know what you're talking about, you probably didn't do anything the fucking.
Yeah, exactly. You're the freeloader.
Another big thing was that even if you were memorizing it, you weren't allowed to look back at the board. Like
Wait,
you were
what?
not allowed to read from the board.
Surely you're allowed. Oh, maybe not read,
That's-
but surely
that's-
you're allowed to indicate to the board.
Yeah,
Like this is what I'm
exactly.
referring
Oh
to.
yeah, but
Presentate-
what you say
present-
shouldn't be what's written.
No,
No, of course. you don't
Otherwise,
read the
otherwise, then
exact
one
thing,
of you are useless. You know, like
No,
it should have a very very high level point or like graphs and shit. Like graphs are the most important thing to have there.
And they're the
then
easiest comment on as
You're
well.
elaborating on the graph. Like, what's the
Yeah.
impact of that? Why does that shit like that? Like that was the majority of our group assignments. It was all like. It was mostly about presentation skills more than it was more content.
Okay.
It's so interesting. We had a lot more. Obviously, I did engineering, but like we had a lot more reports, and we had presentations, but not to the same level. Like we had so many fucking reports.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. I was around 30% presentations, 70% reports. So
Gee, wait. Out of just no exams?
no, I had exams as well. I'm talking about group assignments, like
Oh,
group
the-
parts. So group
okay, yeah,
presentations.
I think group reports was probably like 2 assignments in my whole uni. The rest of them were
That's
presentations.
crazy.
That's shocking, especially
I-
for economics.
On the topic, but which was how to get away with being the fucking bludger, you really have to befriend everyone. Because
Yes.
if you're the guy who makes the group laugh when like the discussion's getting a bit tense or something like that, it's way harder. It's just harder for people to dislike someone who is likable.
Yeah.
And so I spent half the time in the fucking group presentations wasting people's time, but that wasting time was like making people laugh and shit like that. So they were way more forgiving when it came time to me being late with a submission or
Yeah,
something
no,
like
I
that.
agree, bro.
Like it was so bad. I had 2 times in uni where I stayed up 3 whole days in a row without
fucked.
any sleep, and both of them were for the same coding class in the same semester. It was really fucked. But one day, on the 3rd day, so we submitted the actual assignment for the coding class, and I had to go right to writing this part of my report. And my group was pretty understanding that I had not even been looking at it, but they expected me to be able to write. And I was so sleep deprived that I would read 2 words and I would not realize that I just fell asleep. And so
You would read 2 words?
to read 2 words and then it's all of a sudden you're coming to.
Oh shit, bro.
And it's not like slump down, fall asleep. It's like you're completely up, but all of a sudden your eyes are just shut.
What the
And
fuck?
it was almost anxiety inducing with how like I could not read it. And I tried to, and it was like some math shit, and it was like I can't remember what exactly it was, but it was something to do with maths, which you had to read a passage in order to get. So
Okay.
It was like I don't know, you had to read context, and I couldn't do it. And the guy liked me enough to the point where he saw I was struggling, and he said like, "Look, man, don't worry about it. You just sleep. I'm just gonna do it."
Jeez.
And-
What a king.
And I thought when we had because what was it, Spark? Is that
Yeah.
the fucking ranking thing?
Spark.
I don't know the spot.
Did you guys ever have peer evaluations where like you could get your mark fucked if people
Yeah,
didn't like
yeah,
you?
yeah.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna get fucked in that.
Yeah.
Especially because of this particular thing where like I didn't do anything for the first report,
Yeah.
and I was fine. I got
You are fucking lucky. I wasn't a leader there. I would have gotten you a coffee.
You know, I would have called you out for doing nothing. I would have been like, "Hey, big man, you're speaking a lot, but you're not getting anything done." That's the funny thing. I had absolutely no issue. And in engineering, there's a lot of people who cannot talk.
Yeah.
Like you guys talk about presentations. I probably would have sucked in presentations in what you guys were doing. But in the engineering presentations, I was a king just because I have way too much confidence in front of
Yeah,
people.
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Like there was no nervousness at all. I felt very natural talking to people. And you guys know me, I'm a fucking talker. But like when it came down to that, that was also a strength in group assignments, because if someone was chatting shit or like taking way too much time, I had no issue walk up to them and be like, "Mate, we've got fucking 5 hours left. Do your work.
Yeah.
Stop fucking around." and these little like antisocial guys would just be like, "Oh, sorry."
So
And,
that,
like,
I'm
scuttle
guessing that
away.
was for a different project, not
No,
the,
different
not,
project.
yeah,
Yeah.
the
That
software
That was
one.
more. That was like I said.
Same
I had
project.
foot in both camps.
He's
That was
saying
more
that to
when
the
I
guy that's helping him out.
it was
taking your time.
I had a foot in both camps in that one. It's like sometimes I was the bludger, sometimes
Yeah.
I was the fucking guy who made that shit work.
Bro,
Okay.
there was one group assignment that I took this to the fucking craziest level. Like I did literally fuck all, and I wasn't the leader of it either, and I did fuck all. And we came like literally the day before the assignment. We all decided to meet up in the library.
Yep.
So we all met up. I came probably an hour late, and then like we were sitting there. They're like, "All right, Basil, you've done fuck all. Like your one job is to do this." Fucking knowing me, I was just on my phone the whole time. Didn't even do that. And they were like, "All right, we'll have to do." Or I did it really shittily.
Yeah.
And there was a girl that was hell smart. And so she was just like, "Fuck it, I'll do it." And she was like stressing the fuck out and like staying up all night. Submitted at 11:59. I'd done probably about 15 minutes of work. So I'm like, "Oh shit, like, how's this going to go?" And then obviously we have that peer evaluation where you have to say, is everyone a cool contributor? So I was just like, okay, like let's try to get this done. So they told us this in the tutorial where they're all there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, obviously I'm going to try to fucking close this deal right here. So I was just like, all right, let's get this peer evaluation done. Standing right in front of them, all right, let's just put 100% each. And they were all like looking at each other, like, let's just do it now. And then right in front of them.
Shit,
No, so
yo.
I stood next to them, watched them put in 100% each, and then we submitted it. And get this, these little bitches. The next semester, I do another class. Guess who's fucking there? 2 out of 3 of these people are fucking in that class. And what's there? What's 60% of the grade? Group assignment. So I'm sitting like the row behind them. And guess what these assholes have the audacity to say?
What did they say?
"Oi, Basil, do you want to be in the same group?"
No.
Hey, guess
way.
what I said?
What?
Hey, I'm just trying to network some new people. I might just do another group.
No. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, I'm so glad that I was not in any group assignments with you, especially with James 50% of the time, depending on where it was.
Hey, bro, we got like 85% in that.
You didn't do shit.
Bro, my group
They got 85%.
My group got 85%. Bro.
This guy.
Hey, look, if you look at their peer review, we were equal contributors. Can you believe that, bro? They had the audacity to ask me to join them again, and I denied them.
Yeah.
And as soon as I said, like, I'm just trying to meet some new people, they're like, "Oh, okay, that's fine."
Yeah.
They jumped on it. They were not like, "Are you sure?"
Yeah.
Nothing like
I
that,
can
bro.
believe that they were like, okay, they didn't try to get you
Yeah,
back.
yeah. And then I found some other people, and they were fucking sick cunts, and I'm still friends with the other group now.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, they're pretty cool, man.
talking about hustling and like just bad sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Hustle's
Aaron's
universal.
fashion sense has literally no shame. Man actually bought a fingerless glove and tried to pretend like, oh, it wasn't his. Like,
Why do you deny it?
This
oh,
is
that's
such
what I
cap.
don't know.
You got fingerless gloves. There's no problem with it. It's cold.
No, okay.
You've got fingerless shoes, Birkenstocks.
Let me
Like,
yeah,
let me
let's be
provide
real.
context. For one, fingerless glove. We don't have the second glove. We don't know where it is.
You like Michael Jackson? It's
Oh,
fine.
Yeah,
I get it, you
So
hit it.
the backstory of this is we found a fingerless glove in this apartment, and we believe it's
We
from the
found
party,
We found it.
and they're putting it on me
wonder
and saying that
who
it's
it was.
mine.
This is the thing. When me and James found it, we were like, "Oh shit, there's a pair of fingerless gloves. That's strange." And then when Aaron said it, he's like, "Oh,
No.
whose is those?"
Yeah, but where did we find
Who
it?
could it possibly be?
Do you
And
guys
he's
No,
like,
it was from that party we had
No,
the other
no,
day.
no,
he was doing that thing where you like grab the collar of your shirt and like kind of fan your chest, like
Yeah.
trying to get some air in. Like he was like, "Oh, what could that possibly be right there?"
Do you guys recall where it came from? It was in James's laundry.
Yeah, but we know that
But-
James don't wear them.
Yeah, we know that
That's
that's
a
something that you
fact.
would do.
Have you
Like,
ever seen me wear fingerless gloves?
Okay, the other thing is, when was the last time you wore them?
I haven't worn them.
No,
I put them on once, yeah, but that was like when we found them
So how long
You've
ago
actually
was
put
that?
them on more.
a
than
couple
once.
days ago.
When
I've
we-
only put it
You
on
put
once.
them on when I was there as well.
That
And
was
I
the one time. I've only put it on when we put it on.
Fucking
No,
suspicious.
but I
eh?
didn't find them. You guys found them.
I didn't find it.
Think about this, bro. If you
No,
find
you bought it. You didn't find it. That's true.
What you mean when you found it at Kmart?
I found it. I think I was the last person to see it.
I don't know.
Fair enough. Fair
That
enough.
sounds suspicious.
I
It's
don't
like
know,
when-
bro.
You know when you watch
What
those
would be the
crime
motive?
shows?
Go on to your
Because
bank
your
statement.
fashion sense has no shame.
Just
You
one
decide to wear
glove.
Birkenstocks. You decide to fucking. If Aaron like came in with a puka fucking necklace, you know those puka shell necklaces they were in
He
like
would
the
wear
year
that.
2000.
Yeah, he would wear
no
that.
one would be shocked.
Oh yeah, look, I think Aaron's got good fashion sense, with a few exceptions. Like
Yeah.
like he'll wear like a nice outfit, like fitted like skinny tracksuit, and then he'll just wear Birks with them. And like whoa.
Oh, see, I know that doesn't look
Whoa.
good. That's out of just like
That's out of the
easiness.
comfort.
The
Yeah.
issue
Yeah,
is
okay.
that like he tries to push the limit sometimes.
like with the
yeah.
fingerless gloves.
So yeah, exactly. It's
Fingerless
like
gloves.
it's like he'll dress. He'll have his R.M. Williams on. He'll have his fucking Ralph Lauren button up. He's really trying to look like an Eastern Suburbs pinup boy, and then one day he'll just have fucking fingerless gloves and Birkenstocks on.
Yeah, here's the thing, Birks,
Aaron, you were doing well before, but you're doing too much now.
Birks are an East thing. All the fucking rugby players wear Birks.
That's not true.
It is, yeah.
Since when the rugby players East?
No. As
Rugby
in-
players
No,
are
no, I'm
fucking
talking about
blessed.
like Joey's.
Joey's?
Yeah, the school.
I was at a party with a lot
the
of
fuck
Joey's
is
people.
Joey's?
They're
There
not
wasn't a
wearing
single
Birks to
Birk.
the fucking a
There
party.
wasn't a single Birk.
No one wears Birks to a party.
I don't know. You wear Birks all around.
Bro,
the place.
catch him walking to the game. You know how it's like basketball culture to wear slides and socks?
Yeah.
It's like that, but it works.
We were in
For
Coogee
rugby.
and I didn't see any Birks.
For rugby. Oh, that's a lie, dude. There were
Oh,
Birks
no,
everywhere.
that's cap.
Yeah.
Bro. It
Nah,
doesn't
I
matter
didn't
which
see
beach you
none.
go to,
Yeah.
there's going to be tons of Birks.
I
Yeah.
didn't see none.
It's kind of like, okay, if you go to a beach and it's very popular, you're going to find someone with Down syndrome. Like, it's like
Is that a thing?
No, what I'm trying to say is that it's just the numbers game. Like, you're going to find the 1 in 100 that think they're
But
cool.
it's not the 1 in 100 that wear Birks at beaches.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd say much higher.
Here's the thing, right? If we're looking in our house,
Yes.
I've never seen Baz wear the glove. I've never seen myself.
I've seen you wear the glove.
I've
No,
worn,
but
no,
I
I've worn
didn't
the
see
glove
it
too.
myself. Like it was out of my periphery, right? But I've seen Aaron wear it.
I wore it. No, I've worn it.
Yeah, but I
There we
didn't see you
go.
wear
So
it.
we've all worn it once.
Yeah, no, but I
Well-
worn it. Like, okay, I tried it when I bought it, and then
Imagine if that's how it came out.
Baz, it was a bad reception. And Baz was like, "Wait, who can I blame this to?" Aaron's always doing crazy shit.
Oh man.
this is the thing, bro. You always gotta take James with a grain of salt. Not just a grain of salt, a slice of lemon and a shot of tequila.
Wait.
What are we doing right now?
Oh, that's his saying that he's been waiting all day for. That's the saying. You gotta take it with a grain of salt.
Slice
Shot
of
of
lemon.
tequila, sliced lemon.
That's it. Yeah.
I thought when you said that was it, you were trying to bait out, and it was like, "Yeah."
No.
Oh man.
Boys, question from Fantast:
Ooh.
Can vegans eat cum?
Oh shit.
Is that allowed within their diet?
Some vegans eat
Oh,
eggs.
shit.
They're not vegans then.
What? Wait, who
Eggs are allowed.
No, they're
Sometimes.
not allowed.
50%.
is that
What is this goofy almond
25%.
egg you're talking about?
yeah.
Because they're not living.
But it's product from an animal.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
I've seen some
Milk
vegans eat
isn't
eggs.
fucking living, mate.
I've seen some vegans eat eggs.
Yeah,
Okay.
then they're not
Vegans
vegans.
also eat honey.
No,
Sometimes.
They're not vegans.
No, look it up.
According to Food Insight, vegetarians do not eat fish, meat or poultry, but do eat eggs and dairy. Vegans also follow the no-meat rule, but also exclude animal products or byproducts such as eggs, dairy and honey. In the past, eggs have had a bad...
Okay, technically speaking, obviously.
Yeah,
you
but
can
I've
have
seen
that.
it
That's the
happen many
difference between a
times.
vegan and
But,
vegetarian.
but the other thing with vegans is like the whole thing is a fucking paradox because they'll eat an apple, but then they won't question, oh, was there pesticides used? That pesticide killed a bunch of bugs.
Mm?
Okay,
Interesting.
You're eating an apple. Where's that fucking land from? You're not picking it from a random tree. You've destroyed farmland, destroyed jungles to fucking start up a farm to then have like the whole supply chain is against veganism.
I think that because you always hear fucking Joe Rogan like friends who are hunters like always come on and use that argument, and it is a bit disingenuous, I reckon, because the goal of harvesting wheat isn't to kill millions of rats. There might be rats that live in there which are pests or whatever, but like there is something different to you're trying to harvest some fucking grain and you actually kill a few rats versus you're actually walking up to an animal and stabbing it in the neck. You know what I mean?
I don't think there's a difference. What's the difference? Both of them involve the killing of animals.
Well,
One's on
because one is the
purpose.
killing of animals to consume their flesh.
Yeah, and the other one is the
The
killing
other
of
one
animals.
is casualty of war.
No, the other thing is killing animals because they'll eat your product.
No, okay, think about it this way.
I don't understand
Imagine
the
if you went
difference.
into you looked at a war situation, right? Like
Yeah.
Syria back when fucking ISIS was kicking it about, right? If you shot a Predator missile and it hit a building to kill a bunch of terrorists, but then 2 civilians died in the fallout,
Yeah.
and you then compared that to Ted Bundy, who would stalk a woman, bring her back to this place, kill her, eat her,
Yeah.
both involved the killing of 2 civilians, but one is far worse than the other.
Yeah.
I
I wouldn't
agree.
say it's
I
a
agree,
like
but
for
I don't
like.
think that's a good comparison.
Why is that?
Because okay, the comparison would be Ted Bundy versus I just had to get this railroad approved and I had to just kill 2 people to get it done. But I'm just trying to get the railroad approved. They're both intentionally killing animals.
No, but they're not.
No, that you chosen to kill these animals because they're fucking with your shit.
No, pesticide maybe, but the animals that get killed by the big fucking saw things in the farm, they're not. It's not like they see a rat and they say, "Oh, aim for that, Davey."
Imagine.
They're just sawing the fucking
Nah,
the wheat.
either way, like the example is bad because it's not collateral damage. It's killing someone that's fucking with your operation. Anyway, lads, we're going over. I hope you guys enjoyed this pod. Make sure to check out the Patreon if you're keen to hear some of the darker parts. Milk Bucket After Dark, there, we're on episode 12. So you got 12 episodes you can go through. I'm sure you're going to crack your fucking head off laughing. There's some private bits there. So if you want to get to know the deep and dirty behind Milk Bucket, check out the Patreon. We have an incentive at the moment. If we get to 20 Patreons, what happens?
Aaron will lick someone's ass.
No, that's not it. It was a fucking lie detector thing.
Oh, yeah, 20.
Oh,
yeah.
lie detector.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Still.
Whoopsies.
But I mean, we already said it, and now it'd be false advertising if we took it.
Yeah, so if we get 20 Patrons, Aaron will lick some ass.
Also,
He's
everyone,
vehemently against
wish Aaron a good trip in Europe, safe travels, all that kind of stuff. We'll see if he makes it back on the cut when we come home. When he comes home,
it's been good having
we're
you.
we're interviewing people. That's what we're saying. We're shopping around.
Yeah, we're shopping.
It's like, when the woman goes on maternity leave, you can't just not have the HR rep the entire time. You got to find a
Oh,
replacement.
should we start the rebrand of Milk Bucket with just you and I for the first 5 episodes? How fucked up would that be?
Aaron comes back with only 2 mics. He's like, "Oh boy, so should we record?" It's like, "So mate, out that."
Oh man,
You're the
hurting my
Patreon, yeah.
feelings.
What would you do, Aaron, if you came back from overseas and like somehow the Patreon blew up while you were over there, right?
Yeah.
And we'd like rented out a studio, and you get in there for like the record sesh, and you see a table, 2 chairs, and then there's like a couch kind of to the side, and it's very obviously like the guest couch. And you were like, "Oh, Aaron, like there's a mic there for you, mate."
To be honest, I would not be fazed by that.
I'd rather be on the couch.
That's rather be on the
I'll
couch.
take the couch, bro.
But what if you sat on the couch and we're like, "Everyone, check under your seat," and you pulled out and it said only 10% of the Milk Bucket podcast is yours. And you got docked.
What a particular thing to have under the seat.
No, like with Oprah, she had cars. Milk Bucket, you get all the percentages for leaving.
All right, lads. See you next week.
Baz is
ya.
already down to 30. See ya.